So great to see you again. It's Judy from Coffee, Cookies, and Books. And what I'm doing today is picking my February TBR. So what that means is we're going to play Yahtzified. Okay, so it's time to pick the February TBR, and it's time to play Yahtzified. Now what we're going to do is we're going to play Yahtzified first, see what I get from Yahtzified, and then based on that, we will do our spinning wheels for our Goodreads choices and our series choices, okay? So because some of them might come up in the Yachtsified game, and if they come up in the Yachtsified game, then I don't do as many spins. So we're going to judge at the end, do those parts at the very end. So we're ready to get started with roll one. Okay, so we're ready to do our February Yachtzified TBR. Now, this is where we're left off as of January with our 5 spots. So as per the new rules, we start with 5 rolls, and if we can't fill a space, then we move on to the special cards with the black dice that we have here. Okay, so that'll be the secondary dice that we'll roll for our prompt cards. Okay, and we'll go over that if that happens. And, you know, we're just going to continue on as usual. As I did mention before, we did make a slight change on the sheet. And now instead of the 2 Yachtsified, we now have a large straight and 5 of a kind in any combination, which we actually did get in the January game. Now, the one thing that I added and I completely forgot about is what happens if we roll another Yachtsified. Well, if we roll another Yachtsified, then I get a bonus where I can add a book if I want to, or I can take away a book if I want to from whatever is already picked. And I also do get to fill one of the squares up top if it's not filled, and that is what I rolled the Yahtzee on. Then I will get to fill in whatever corresponds with that from the top. So, you know, we do get a nice little bonus if we do roll an extra Yachtsified. This is the first Yachtsified that we have rolled in all the games that we've played. So clearly it doesn't come up that often. Yeah, so it's just sort of a fun extra. Okay, so let's get on and let's do our first roll. And we have 2 3s, so let's go with 3s because 3s are free. Oh, and we got actually 4 3s. Okay, so 4 3s, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to take it up here instead of down here. We do have 3 of a kind on a low roll. 4 of a kind on a low roll. Actually, maybe we'll take that instead because that is kind of hard to get. And we do need it. So there we go. I'm going to do that. And now we're going to pick our book. Okay. And I got to grab our cards for the first batch. And let's do this. Okay. My phone was ringing while we were doing that. So if you heard it, just obviously I ignored it because we're in the middle of our Yachtsified game. Okay, so first one is A Court of Mist and Fury. So I think that's the second book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. Okay, so first book picked was A Court of Mist and Fury. All right, so there's the card, and that is the second book in the ACOTAR series, Court of Thorns and Roses, and this is just a continuation of that story. I won't read the synopsis on the back because it might give certain things away. If you haven't read the series yet, I would suggest you go and you start with the first one. So now, while I did not have this as one of my series choices, I could potentially use this as a series continuation because I read ACOTAR in 2025, which according to the rules, that's the way it's supposed to go. But we'll see how all the rolls go and decide how many books I'm going to spin for at the end. Okay, so that's book 1. Let's get on to roll 2. And we are on to our second roll. What have we got here? We've got 4s. So, we do have 4s there. 3 of a kind, anything there. You know what I'm going to try? Because we do still have chance as well. So let's try for a large straight and see if we can get it. We got that. We need a 2. Didn't get it, but we do have chance open. So we're going to put the star in there so we do not have to add a roll yet. Okay, so second pick. Okay. Next book, The Girl in 6E. I believe that's a thriller. Okay, so roll 2 picked The Girl in 6E by A.R. Torre. And I have been wanting to read this one for a while. So it's a, just a short and sweet, about 300-page thriller. Okay, and there's the card, just to confirm. And let me read the back for you. It says, Deanna Madden, a.k.a. Jessica Riley, hasn't touched another person in 3 years. She hasn't stepped outside her apartment. She makes money from performing to webcams on a sex site. She's doing all right. The dollars are piling up in the bank. She hasn't killed anyone for years. That's all I'm going to read because I don't like to give too much away. But yeah, so that one sounds like it's really good. I'm wanting to read it for a while. So good choice. Now we're on to roll 3. And we are on roll 3 now. Okay, so let's try for 6s. We got 1s. And we already have full house, so, but 1s are free, so get that. Okay, so we're going to go with our 1s on that one. There we go. So far, it's rolling right along. Let's shuffle. Okay, and next pick is Someone Knows. I think that's also a thriller, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and yet another thriller got chosen. And that is Someone Knows by Vi Keelan. And this one I got from Aardvark. Okay. And it says, Professor Davis knows that everyone has a story, but she'll teach you how to tell yours as long as you don't ask about her own past. But someone knows. So grab a pen and some paper, get ready to take notes, because the truth is, this story is far from over. So that's that one. Again, just a really short one, not super long. So, I'm seeing another maybe a potential thriller vlog coming up. Maybe. We shall see. Okay, so that's the third one. Now on to roll 4. All right, let's move on to our 4th roll. So far, we're doing great. And we got our 3s, and we don't need 4 of a kind, so we're good with that. We are going to shuffle. Actually, we could maybe get, let's see if we can get a second Yahtzee. One more 3. Come on. Aha, not quite. Almost. But we can do this up here. Getting a little ahead of myself. Always anxious to pick my books. And that goes up there. So far, we haven't had to add a roll yet. So far, we haven't had to dig into our new card game with a missed roll. But we shall see. Cross My Heart. I think that's also a thriller. Thriller books again, right? Okay. And our fourth pick was Cross My Heart by Megan Collins. Okay, there's the card. And again, another aardvark book, which is great. So she has his wife's heart. The one she wants is his. Rose Loughlin wants nothing more than to find the one. A year after she was dumped in her wedding dress, Rosie is working at her parents' bridal salon, anxious for a happy ending that can't come soon enough. As the recipient of a life-saving heart transplant, she knows her health is precious and precarious. She suspects her heart donor is Daphne Thorne, the wife of local celebrity author Morgan Thorne, who she begins messaging via an anonymous service called Donor Connect, ostensibly to learn more about Daphne. But Rosie has a secret. She's convinced that now that she has his wife's heart, she and Morgan are meant to be together. So that's all I'm going to read about that one. Sounds super creepy. Another thriller. So that's 3 thrillers in a row. Yeah, good one. And now we're on to roll 5. Maybe our last roll. We shall see. And we are on to potentially the last roll. Let's see how this goes. What do I need? Oh, I don't need, only thing I need is a 6. I don't need any of those. Okay. Oh, and I did get my 6s. Let's see, Yahtzee? Nope, but we did get the 6s. So, yeah, looks like everything cooperated, and we got everything there, and we don't have to add any extra rolls, which kind of sucks for you guys because we still haven't had to dig into those extra cards, but I can almost guarantee it's going to happen in the next TBR game, for sure. Okay, and last book picked is Meet Your Baker. I think that's a cozy mystery, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, this was our last roll. And the book that was chosen is Meet Your Baker by Ellie Alexander. And it is a cozy mystery. Okay, there's our card. And I have been reading the Secret Bookcase mystery series by her and actually really enjoying it. So I thought I would start this one. This is book 1 in the series. I can't remember how many there are. There are quite a few though. Welcome to Tort, a friendly small town family bake shop where the treats are so good that sometimes it's criminal. After graduating from culinary school, Juliet Capshaw returns to her quaint hometown of Ashland, Oregon, to heal a broken heart and help her mom at the family bakery. The Oregon Shakespeare Festival is bringing in lots of tourists looking for some crumpets to go with their heroic couplets. But when one of Tort's customers turns up dead, there's much ado about murder. So I thought that one sounded really good. And it's just one of those nice little cozy mysteries. So a great way to kind of end the selections there. Okay, so because we only have 5, we're going to do 3 Goodreads spins, and we're going to do 3 series spins, okay? So I think what we'll do is we'll do the series spins first and see what we come up with. I'm going to be spinning them on the computer, but I will record them and you can visually watch the spins up here. Okay, so let's pull up the series spin wheel first. This going. There we go. Our wheel is going and going and going. And, oh, first choice. Everybody wants to rule the world, which I think is a fantastic first choice. Okay, so here's the book. Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Django Wexler. And this is the second book in the series. The first one was How to Become a Dark Lord and Die Trying. So it's just a duology, okay? And it is a continuation, so I won't be reading the back because it's a continuing series. But I really enjoyed the first one. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was kooky. It was hilarious. It had intrigue, a little bit of thrilling elements in there. And her situation was just, yeah, it was good. So I cannot wait to read on with that. So that is a wonderful series choice. Plus it ends the series, which is perfect. Okay, so let's get on to our second roll. Spin it. And what do we get? And we get, oh, okay, this is Black Summer. Okay, so Black Summer by M.W. Craven, and this is the second book in the Washington Poe series. First book was Puppet Show, and I really loved that. Yeah, one of my favorite. So super looking forward to this. Everything I've heard is this one's better than the first one, and I really enjoyed the first one. So it seems to be very much a mystery thriller kind of thing going on here, theme with them. Yeah, but I'm not going to argue because I'm loving every minute of it. Okay, so that's that one. Now, let's get ready and spin for the next one. Okay, here we go. And spin. And Spider Bones is next. Okay, so what was chosen is a Spider Bones from Kathy Reichs. This is, there's the card. This is, I think, the 13th book in the Temperance Brennan series. So each one is about a different case. So I will read this one. It says, when Tempe Brennan is called to the scene of a Quebec drowning, shocking discoveries await. The victim, identified as one John Lowry, was engaged in a bizarre sexual practice when he died. And the same John Lowry was an American soldier declared dead in 1968 after a Huey crash in Vietnam. Who then, Tempe sets off to find out, is buried in the vet's North Carolina grave. So that sounds good. All of her books are good. I mean, you know, they'll go from 3-star all the way up to 5-star. Never had anything under 3-star with them. So very much looking forward to that one. Okay, so those are all of our series spin choices. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to our Goodreads choices. And those are from my Goodreads challenge. Okay, so I have a completely different wheel for that. And these books, all of them appear on the challenge, minus the 3 that I read in January. Okay, so let's do our first spin on this. Just give me a second. Okay, here we go. Oh, good choice. The Devils. Devils by Joe Abercrombie. Absolutely awesome choice. Been dying to read this. It's The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. Yeah, I pull the cards for all of these too, because then they don't come up by accident when we're doing the Yachtzified game, just in case you're wondering. But yes, so this is it. This has like the deckled edges, which I really love, has like really amazing inside art, which I think is beautiful. And I love the cover. So, I mean, it's really a nice edition of it. It's nothing special. It's just the regular, the regular Amazon edition. But let's read, shall we? Holy work sometimes requires unholy deeds. Brother Diaz has been summoned to the sacred city where he's certain he a certain accommodation and grand holy assignment awaits him. But his new flock is made up of unrepentant murderers, practitioners of ghastly magic, and outright monsters. The mission he is tasked with will require bloody measures from them all in order to achieve its righteous ends. Now, that's all I'm going to read. Oh my God, I can't wait to read this one. I'm like, yeah, super, super excited to read this one. Well, that's like the best choice so far out of all of them. But maybe I should do a vlog just on that book because it's like I'm so looking forward to it. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next roll. And just give me a second to get it up and running here. Okay, let's spin. Another thriller. When the Wolf comes home. It's like, what is it with thrillers? Okay, so we have When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. Yet again, another aardvark book, which is really great and one that I've been wanting to read. Okay, and there we go with that. And let's just read a little. It says Nat Cassidy returns with the When the Wolf Comes Home, an unabashed, adrenaline-fueled pop horror thriller where the darkest fears can become reality. One night, Jess, a struggling actress, finds a 5-year-old runaway hiding in the bushes outside her apartment. After a violent, bloody encounter with the boy's father, she and the boy find themselves running for their lives. So that's it. Not going to read any more on that one. But, like, come on. Another thriller? Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know if I can do a vlog long enough. Like, that might be too many books. I have like a ton of thrillers, but they are all short books, okay? So that could be good. All right, so we're going to move on to our next spin. Okay, here we go. And The Merge. Great final choice. So the last one we have is The Merge by Grace Walker. And I remember featuring this in my upcoming releases. This is a brand new book, just came out. And I thought it sounded fascinating, although even kind of heart-wrenching a little bit. A thrilling and ominous prophetic debut set in a world when Earth and its resources have been pushed to their breaking point, giving rise to a revolutionary and highly controversial procedure in which two people's minds can be combined to exist in one body. Laura is 65 and living with Alzheimer's. Her daughter Amelia can't bear to see her mother's mind fade. Faced with the reality of losing her forever, Amelia signs them up to take part in the world's first experimental merging process for Alzheimer's patients. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I just read in January Dissolution, and that was kind of sci-fi, mind-bending, and sort of like a very kind of similar vibe. And in it, the husband had Alzheimer's, apparently. So, yeah. So there we go with that one. And that's it. So those are our choices, okay? And I can't wait to start reading them. And I will decide, which ones I'm going to vlog. I mean, I think I'm only going to do potentially one vlog. Well, I might do two because I might do a vlog for The Devils, maybe on its own, because there isn't really anything here that kind of fits with that. Although the complete opposite of that would be the, what is this one? A Court of Mist and Fury. I forget the second book in the Avatar series. So those are like two really unusual books, but yeah. So we will see how it goes. Yeah. So if there's anything in there that you've read, I'd love to hear what you think of it. And yeah, I can't wait to dig into these books and let you know what I think of them. So that's it for today, and we'll see you in the next video.